Alright everybody, welcome back to Conquer and Commander. Today we're going to be looking at a game featuring my Rosheen Meanderer deck. This is a deck that gave me a little bit of problems, but I think I managed to find a solution here. To see the complete deck list, go to puremtgo.com. You'll see it all nice and neat like this. Entire deck list all spread out for you to look at. Alright, it's at puremtgo.com. I can't believe I completely forgot that. Alright, so my opponents in this game, this is another screwed up game where my gameplay space is over here. It's the Sacred Foundry art, and everything is moved around. First of all, there's Azusa Lost But Seeking, big green stuff, probably the #1 threat on the table. Being able to ramp up that fast is a real problem. Darien, King of Keldor. My problem with Darien is that if you do incremental damage to him, he just spits out crap loads of tokens, so we've got to be aware of him. And then finally we've got Homura, Human Ascendant, who I really think deserves a token type treatment to turn each of your little dudes into dragons once he gets flipped. But this guy goes a different route with him and instead just goes straight up dragons. Here's my hand. I've got 4 lands, including a fetch land, Lotus Cobra, and Greater Good. That's definitely keep for Rosheen. The deck definitely has a bit of a landfall theme to it. Darien starts off with Forbidden Watchtower. I end up drawing into Gyre Sage, which ended up really being a good card in this deck. I sort of stumbled on it, and it's worked out really good, even with the low creature count that I have. I've only really got 21 or 22 creatures in the deck. Azusa starts off with a land. Homura has Smoldering Spires, but that doesn't do anything. So I'm going to do the turn 2 Gyre Sage. Darien busts out Oriok Steel Shaper, who's a nice little fun guy who pumps up your soldiers, so he's going to go with a little bit of a soldier theme. Second Mountain for Homura. I play a Mountain and then Gyre Sage, so that next turn I can bust out Lotus Cobra. Azusa has Urza's Factory. Kildoran Outpost for Darien, who attacks Homura for 2. Or 1. Pristine Talisman. This is, and he gains a life. This is a card that, like, people don't think about, and usually it only adds up to like 4 or 5 life a turn, or a game. But, you know, sometimes that makes all the difference. I draw a Mind Stone. The deck is really made to try and get a turn 3 Rosheen out. But sometimes you don't really need the turn 3 Rosheen out. I'd rather, at this point, just start setting up my mana and Greater Good and stuff like that. I mean, I do have Savageborn Hydra, but I'm going to hold off and be a little slower. So what I'm going to do first is play the Lotus Cobra. That evolves the Gyre Sage. Then I'm going to play Skarg and play my Mind Stone with the Lotus Cobra stuff. And then I'll attack Azusa. Like I said, Azusa is the one that I'm really worried about at this point, just because turn 3 Azusa almost always leads to 5 land, and that's what happens here. So that's why I attacked Azusa. Let me put the chat box down here. And you see, this is me saying, hey, I had to get in some damage while I could, because right now I don't really have the opportunity to get in more damage. However, Darien swears to Plowshares Azusa just to slow her down. The funny thing, it's not going to matter because she can just get replayed again next turn with the mana that Azusa has available. Darien comes out with Champion's Helm, sticks it on Oriok Steel Shapers, and comes after me. I'm fine with that. I'll take the 4. The interesting thing about this deck, oh yeah, Gauntlet of Might. That's going to help me a ton. This deck seemed to bring a lot of hate, and it just does. I managed to get targeted a lot for some. I mean, yeah, the deck's kind of powerful, but it's not like a blue deck in that sense. So I end up playing Scalding Tarn so that I could bust out Baloth Woodcrasher. Now, since this is a landfall themed or land themed deck, the Woodcrasher can get really big really fast. And so all I'm doing is holding off on cracking my Tarn right now. The other good thing about the Woodcrasher is that he evolves my Gyre Sage as well. And what I do is I send both my guys after Azusa once again to try and get more damage in. And I'm also hoping that Darien sees that I have, I'm not trying to reciprocate his damage after me. Azusa comes back out. 2 more lands come, and nothing. Azusa only has 3 cards in her hand right now, so I'm wondering what she's got going on. Gyre Sage already has 2 counters, and Mind Stone's going to be superfluous here in a little bit. Darien goes after the Homura player and does nothing. Homura comes out to play, and it's a 5/5 now because of the Gauntlet of Might. So I draw another forest. I'm going to play it, and I get 2 landfall triggers, and then I'm going to play Greater Good. Now, I misplay. I don't really use Greater Good during this game, and I think I should have earlier, but, whatever. It's just my bad. Right now, Baloth Woodcrasher's an 8/8. If I really wanted to, I can pump him some more by sacrificing the Tarn, but I'd rather be able to use that ability next turn if necessary. So right now, I go after Azusa with my 8/8, and then Darien for 3, again, because I want to start getting in little bits of damage before Darien comes out to play. I forgot that Homura can't block. But, I don't think it really matters at this point. Azusa's down to 26, Darien's at 37. Azusa does nothing. Darien makes a soldier with a Kildoran Outpost. Door of Destinies. Now, the good thing about Door of Destinies is that when you make tokens, it doesn't really put counters on it. You have to cast a spell of the soldier type. But it still pumps up all your soldiers pretty good. Homura goes after Azusa, who takes it, and she's down to 21 now. And then Homura plays Dreamstone Hedron and Hoarding Dragon, searching up Staff of Nin for some draw. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Dreamstone Hedron. I mean, I know you can sacrifice it to draw 3 cards, and I've seen a lot of people play it. So maybe it's just my play experience in the background, in the past. But I don't use it that much. Hoarding Dragon is good, obviously, if you're not going to worry about it getting exiled, and it's a 5/5 now that Gauntlet of Might's out there. So during my turn, I draw Silklash Spider, and I sacrifice my Scalding Tarn. And I bring in another land to get more landfall triggers, and then I finally play Rosheen, because I'm hoping next turn I can either Comet Storm or Savageborn Dragon, or Hydra. And, oh yeah, Gyre Sage gets pumped again. I send the Baloth after the Darien player, and then the Gyre Sage after the Azusa player. Azusa takes the damage. Darien drops to 29. Azusa goes to 17. Azusa makes a factory token at the end of her turn. Now, admittedly, if I wanted to be real careful, I wouldn't have attacked with the Gyre Sage so that I could use the mana for Comet Storm, because again, Gauntlet of Might is going to help me out, but I'm holding back right now. Azusa plays land and does nothing. Let's see here. It's a nice day outside, and the gardener's working on the backyard. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it. Darien drops land and suspends Benelish Commander with 3 suspend counters on it. The Commander is a fun little casual card. It's not really hardcore, but it can be real big when it comes out, and it's nice at accumulating a soldier, group. Now, both of these guys come after me, so I'm going to drop from down to 25. I could have blocked Homura with Lotus Cobra, but I really like the mana that Lotus Cobra has been giving me. I think in hindsight I should have done it, but, you know, whatever. Homura plays Rusi. Rusei? I have no idea how to pronounce this guy's name, so I'm just going to screw it up every time. Rusei? Rusi? Which is going to be good against a lot of the ground pounders. And I'm going to be able to make my guys big because he only does 5 damage. And it's going to do a nice little number on the soldier guys. I sacrifice my Mind Stone and I draw Gruul Turf. And then I draw Oracle of Moldiah. Sweet. So the plan is I'll play Gruul Turf, I'll bounce the mountain that I tapped for mana, and then I'll play Oracle of Moldiah and play the mountain again to get another landfall trigger. Now I do screw up here because I play the Windswept Heath off the top, and that's fine. So I get another landfall trigger. I've got Sentinel Flute. Sorry, guys. On the top. And I sacrifice the Windswept Heath, but I misclick and I don't get any land or an additional landfall trigger. So that's stupidity on my part. And I'm like, okay, I've got a lot of mana available. What I want to do is get people down to like manageable levels. So I'm going to Comet Storm each of the players directly. And I hit them each for like 7 or 8. 9. I hit them each for 9. So that's going to drop Darien to 20. Azusa's going to be at 8. Homura is going to be at 31. So I've got a 12-12 Trampler who should really be a 16-16 Trampler. And I'm going to send it after Darien. Darien drops to 8. So right now, Homura is ahead in life, but I'm probably going to be the one that everybody's gunning for. Azusa's going to make another token. And then Azusa plays Gauntlet of Power, which is actually going to help me out because now I've got Gauntlet of Might for all my mountains and Gauntlet of Power for all my forests. But unfortunately she only has 1 card in hand and she's got nothing else going on. Another soldier comes out, and then Audric comes out, and all your guys are going to get pumped now. Audric scares me a little bit because he's going to be choosing who blocks and when. Homura is going to send most of his army against me. There's Kuldotha Phoenix. I like the Phoenix. It's a good card. It's a nice little bit of recursion in red. So he sends Homura after Darien and the 3 flyers after me. That's 16 points of damage, so I'm going to drop real low. And then he plays Goblin Raiders for a bunch of little tokens. So I do have Silklash Spider. I'm fine with that. I'm going to be able to play a couple lands here off the top to get my triggers. I'm at 8 life though, so I can't really tap Ancient Tomb from mana. I'm just trying to avoid losing more life. The Gyre Sage is up to a 5/6 now. And Azusa plays another token. Or she's at a 6/7 now. Look at that. So I've got a 13/13 Baloth Woodcrasher, a 6/6 Rosheen, and a 6/7 Gyre Sage. I do have Skarg out there. And I'm trying to figure out, well, the problem is I don't have a lot of like really good blocks. And I want to kind of like hold off on using my Silklash Spider until I get attacked by Homura. So I just send all these guys after Homura. Darien's at 3, Azusa's at 8. So Homura doesn't block and takes it, and he's down to 19. Journey of Discovery for Azusa for 2 forests, who does nothing more. Benelish Commander drops another token. And then he plays Coat of Arms. And I'm like, screw it, I can't wait now because Coat of Arms is going to make all these guys huge. So I'm going to use the Silklash Spider to blow up all the dragons and kill Rusi, who's going to kill all the ground pounders. And that means, and what I should have done, and I forgot, was used Greater Good to sacrifice my Wood Crasher, but I just completely forgot. I must have misclicked or something because I missed the Rusi trigger, and I was planning on doing it with the Rusi trigger, but so that clears the board of everything except for Rosheen and my Gyre Sage and my Spider. Homura plays Staff of Nin for some card draw, and honestly, with the life totals that we're all at, the 1 damage the staff can do is gonna actually matter. And then Hound of Gristlebrand, that's a fun little card right there. I've got Hunter's Insight. I go in for the kill on Darien, and I put Hunter's Insight on Rosheen, and then I attack Azusa for 6. And I draw a bunch of cards. Alright, so first I'm going to Sylvan Library. And then I decide to Savageborn Hydra for 6. And that evolves my Gyre Sage once more. What I really should have done there, honestly, was Green Sun Zenith for Avenger of Zendikar. And, but I didn't. So Homura plays Artisan of Kozilek, getting Rusi back. And does not attack. I've got some good stuff coming up, but I end up drawing Vigor, who's going to help me out a lot. And what I decided to do is pump my Hydra once. I still have Skarg, so the Hydra is really going to appreciate that. I'm going to play Vigor, and I'm just going to go all out right now. And it works out that, because I'm not worried about losing any of my guys, and I've got a blocker right here, but the Artisan's going to suck. And I've got another blocker right here. Annihilator's going to suck, but whatever. The good thing is he puts the Hound in front of Savageborn Hydra, which is going to make him bigger. And I'm going to win with exact damage. He does do 1 damage to me with the staff. And that's it. He's at 0. 1 on turn 10. He actually has Bogart and Hellkite in his hand. And since I'm at 7, I probably would have been close to dead. Anyways, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.